This now, I am joined by Masindi Mugagadelian, going to be looking at her role in using LinkedIn for impact, empowering people, and not just chasing clients. And she's also going to be telling us about the job that she does. She is an emotional intelligence coach. She's a speaker. She's a facilitator, and also founder of Not Smart Life Smart. And she's joining us now. Hi, Masindi.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Please tell us about who Masindi is and what you do.
Okay, Masindi is a vendor lady from Thoyendo, but Limpopo vendor. I actually studied Become Marketing Management through UNISA, so I'm really honored to be here.
So you're in a
Yes, I am. So I'm really excited to be here. It was great coming back.
Yeah.
And I studied Become Marketing Management, but I transitioned to emotional intelligence coaching and just being an entrepreneur, a founder of Notebook Smart Life Smart, like you said. So it's just a roundabout of everything was lady.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Of course. I mean, celebrating Women on Women's Day and sitting with the leader herself, you know.
Yes.
Wonderful. Your work focuses on emotional intelligence. This is actually the first time I hear of a coach that
felt it's really important for us to go back to the drawing board into what's causing a thrive in so many different areas of our lives, like parenthood, leadership, relationships, marriage, at work. There's just a lot of emotions that are going around and tension that is going around without realizing where it comes from. And I realized that emotional intelligence, it's where it lies. So that's why I thought it's really important to start having conversations about how are your emotions today? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Are you depressed? Like, what's going on inside of you before we start expecting a lot from people that we live with every single day and around us.
That's true. Yeah. And how do you use that for your work?
Emotional intelligence. Yes. It works every single time. I literally go out there and do coaching. People reach out on me to just coach them on different seasons of their lives. If someone is going through a career transition, then they come to me and ask for coaching on how do I go about this one. So every single day it's just about trying to figure out how people are managing themselves and regulating their emotions. So I use that every single day, just trying to figure out how are people showing up in different spaces and areas of their lives, and we unpack that.
You are using LinkedIn
as
a platform to I don't want to use the word advertise, but you know, showing what you do.
Yes.
You know, the space where you show your work.
Yeah.
You know what you do. How has that helped you rather build connections with other, whether it's coaches and
sitting here today, I met Sibu on LinkedIn, and it was about LinkedIn, and he said, no, you can actually come on radio and talk about what you do. So it's about putting out work that is impactful to people. I realized when I started LinkedIn, it was very intimidating back in the days when I was still in university. But now I realized that LinkedIn is full of human beings, like I said. It's not, a leader is a human being. Is a parent, is some CEO at a big company, is also dealing with whatever that they're dealing with. So I always make sure that every content that I put up there is impactful and it touches them. Like, I have something called Monday EQ Reminders, which is Monday Emotional Intelligence Reminders. So in my thought process, I wanted to seem like you are walking out of your door or going into your office and someone says, please remember to be emotional intelligent today, towards your employee, towards the worker that's cleaning, anything. Just getting to a point where we come back to empathy. Yeah.
Nice one. And has that also, you are not the only coach, there are a lot of coaches, but obviously you bring a very different and unique element into what you do. How do you move from, you know, what you said, chasing clients, but more into serving, into empowering, you know, the people that you want to impact?
I think it does to start in your heart, to just understand that before you want to do something, understand that it's not just for you. There are people that are watching, and when they watch you, they really want to have a different perspective and be influenced to a better state of their life and mind, and think better, do better. So it's also just about reminding myself every single day that I'm not the only person living here on earth. I need to think of other people, influence other people, show up for other people. I mean, even just me sitting here, it's someone that thought that I need to give Masindi a chance to come and speak about what she does. So I need to carry on the same robe and throw it to the other person, throw it to the other person. And I think that's how LinkedIn works. We are a community, all of us, that is just trying to make it, and we need to help each other making it by throwing the rope and reaching out to different people and finding out how can I best assist you today when it comes to what you're growing. I see this is what you're posting, so how can I best help you in this industry or anything of some sort.
We always speak of authenticity, but it's like every other word. I always say, we always say it, but we never do it.
True.
How important is being authentic in what you do, in how you post, in how you also show up on social media? And like I said, you will learn from other people in your spaces, but you're not like them. So how important is authenticity in the space of work that you do?
It's very important. When I started, I remember when I started coaching, my thought process was, I want to learn how coaches speak, how they act, how they sell, all of those things, until I realized that it doesn't work like that. You need to come out as yourself. People are able to penetrate into your energy. They know and they feel that this person is being authentic to what they are talking about and how they are presenting this. It's not just something they picked on the road or they're just trying to understand. It's something that they truly live. So being authentic really also saves you from burnout. It saves you from working too hard, because everything is just about waking up and doing what's authentic to you. So it's about showing up as your best self and your true self.
That's wonderful. You said it so wonderfully. Because we always put a facade of things that we're not, of the people that we're not. And eventually at some point the mask must just go off. You're gonna be tired of constantly putting it on.
Exactly.
There'll be a time where you need to put it off. Do you also, do you have connections that on LinkedIn that do reach out and say, I'm struggling with this and that, can you help me with this and that, on the app?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do get that a lot. Because another thing, you mentioned that you haven't had anyone saying they're an emotional intelligence coach.
First time.
So when I post, I do get people wondering, what exactly is this thing and why emotional intelligence, all of these questions. And after having a conversation about explaining what it is, people just become more interested into the details and how the coaching goes, all of those things. They just want to know what is it that they need to show up as. What do you mean I must be emotionally regulated? So those are the questions that I get all the time.
And I think, like, I
realized, okay, this is another gap that I'm picking up from the emotional intelligence side of things, just looking at it in my own lens and what I do. And some of the things, it's about how I was able to maneuver around emotional intelligence in my difficult and challenging times or situations and seasons of life. But also another thing is just also having a voice in what I say, in a sense that I cannot help with everything. So I try to make sure that when you hear emotional regulation, just know that it's Masindi. When you hear this word, just know that it's Masindi. So I just try to have a voice in one thing, and I understand that I cannot solve everyone and everything, but I can solve this one thing that I'm focusing on, and that's just emotional intelligence and regulation.
I think that's so important. Because also we live in a world that is on the go, and we feel like we're superhuman, like we can do everything.
No, we can't.
When sometimes you just need to just sit still. Just sit still and just remember, my powers, what I'm good at, my this, my that. And like you said, very important, you can't solve everyone's problems. You can't want to change the world. We all want to change the world, but one step at a time. Maybe share with us, if you can, a post or a conversation that you had that created a positive impact or a positive response. Maybe someone was going through something, they're like, through your post, I learned 1, 2, 3, and then I started doing it in my life, and this is how it has helped me.
I can think of 2. I recently shared a post where I was mentioning that we always want to say there's no time for emotions. That's what I was saying. There is time for emotions. You need to have time to think and regroup and understand what you're feeling. Because if we often say there's no time for emotions, that's a route to making a lot of mistakes. If you feel angry, it's important to sit down and first understand your best and better response, responding in a healthy way. So I shared that, and there was a guy that said, you know what, this is something I've been trying to deal with for the longest time. I'm such an angry person, and I found this post so impactful in my life. Although I'm not ready to become a client right now of your coaching, but this really opened my eyes into a different perspective of, you know what, if there's time for me to think that I'm going to beat you up, there's also time to think, no, let me relax, I'll come back to the situation later. And a post about self-awareness, people were really responsive with that one, just realizing that they cannot begin to do self-introspection if they don't even understand themselves and how their emotions operate. So those two posts, I think they really did have a good impact, and even though they didn't tend to clients, like you're saying, that's the impact we are looking for. That's the impact I want, to just know that people do respond to the things that I post, and it impacts them differently.
No, when we have an emotional that LinkedIn is this big social media app that is just a bit overwhelming for most of us, even for me. First time I got in there, I was like, what is going on? Like, it's just too much information. I felt like it's all information overload. What could be maybe like the 3 steps that people can do to make it less overwhelming, to just take it in one step at a time, to know and identify your niche, and maybe go with that?
3 steps. Okay. First thing I'd say, talk about what you know. You don't have to have a big idea or a profound thing. I think we are trying to sound great and like we just implemented this thing. I didn't implement emotional intelligence, and what I can say today is probably what Mamo can say tomorrow, my other friend can say tomorrow. But the truth is, the person that's waiting to hear that thing today, they will hear it today, even if they had it yesterday. So just say what's on your mind, say what you know, say what you understand, and I think that's the first step. And another thing is showing up consistently. There's power in just showing up in what you're doing, because you have to be reliable. You don't post today and then tomorrow you're not there. People are gonna start wondering, can I actually rely on this person, or am I just going to start my journey and open up my wounds and then they leave me hanging? So I need to make sure that I stay consistent. But most of all, it's not that intimidating. There's space for you, there's a voice for you, there's life for you. That's why you're breathing. Just go out there and do what you need to do. Talk about what you need to talk about, and leave that app and continue with your life.
I think we were intimidated by, no, it's executives looking for people. No, it's directors. Which is like, why dealing with directors and executives? But no, thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining us. And good luck with your future endeavors. Definitely, this is not the last time you're gonna see her. She is gonna come back again, because we always, like I said, we always talk about these things, but we never really know what they are.
True.
So in her space of expertise, when coming to emotional intelligence, 1,000%, we are going to be inviting you again with us.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that.
We really do appreciate you spending time with us. Now, today's conversation